Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've never seen anything like this. What's happening right now in Atlanta is straight out of a Hollywood script, a move so audacious, so headline-grabbing, that it could shift the entire balance of the NFC South and potentially reshape the outlook of the NFL's defensive landscape for years to come. And trust me when I say, I have connections deep inside league circles. I've seen the whispers, the secret meetings, the rare contacts that most analysts only dream of. But what's unfolding here is beyond even typical insider info. It's a seismic shift, a secret that's been kept under wraps until now, and I guarantee it's only the beginning. Something massive is brewing, and if you think the rumors swirling around Darius Robinson are just talk, think again. This is about to blow the roof off. Before we dive fully into this explosive intel, let me tell you, if you're not subscribed yet, don't waste a second. Hit that like button, smash the subscribe, and ring that bell because what I'm about to reveal is the kind of story that'll make your jaw drop and your heart race. You're on the inside now, and if you want to stay ahead of the game, if you want the real truth behind the NFL's biggest trades, rumors, and secrets, then you've got to be here. Because what I'm about to show you is not just a rumor, it's a blueprint, a master plan that's just starting to unfold. Only the insiders know the real scope of what's coming, and trust me, you're about to hear it first. Now let's set the scene. Atlanta's offseason has been anything but quiet. New coach Kevin Stefanski is in, fresh from Cleveland, bringing a blueprint of discipline, scheming brilliance, and a relentless focus on fundamentals. The Falcons, historically a franchise tied to hope and grit, have been stuck in a cycle of mediocrity for years, without a playoff appearance since 2017, and with a roster yearning for an injection of talent, swagger, and leadership. The new ownership, led by Arthur Blank, has finally made a decisive move, ripping out the old regime and bringing in Stefanski to carve a new path. But behind the scenes, rumors swirl about a secret weapon they're eyeing, one that could transform their defense overnight. And that brings us to Darius Robinson, the defensive lineman out of Missouri, currently with the Arizona Cardinals. Robinson isn't just any rookie. He's a player whose potential scouts are raving about, a versatile force capable of playing both defensive end and inside tackle, with the kind of raw power and instincts that make offensive linemen tremble. Yet his career so far has been marred by injuries. A calf injury that cost him crucial games in 2024, a pectoral strain early 2025, groin issues mid-season, a roller coaster of setbacks that have kept his true ceiling hidden. But beneath that, there's a spark, a talent so rare that NFL teams are quietly speculating. Is he the missing piece for a team desperate for a dominant run defender? And more importantly, could he be on the move? Because here's the truth. Sources close to the league suggest that the Falcons, under Stefanski's new regime, have made searchlights on Robinson. Not just casual interest, but a full-blown push for a trade that could redefine the entire defensive front. It's the kind of move that insiders whisper about in hushed tones, a trade so strategic, so massive, that it could impact draft picks, salary cap maneuvering, and the future of both franchises. And make no mistake, the trade's mechanics are complex, but the strategic implications are immense. Keep your eyes on this, because the next minutes will blow the lid off what's really happening behind closed doors. So buckle up, because we're about to go deep into every angle from Robinson's film, his advanced metrics, to how this trade could actually happen, what it means for Atlanta's scheme, and how this could turn their fortunes around instantly. And trust me, what's coming is not just a rumor. It's a blueprint for a revolution, a move that could shake the league from the NFC South to the AFC. First, let's analyze Atlanta's needs, because I hear your questions already. What does Atlanta really lack on defense? Why would they want Robinson? Can he fit into Kevin Stefanski's system? And what would it really take to get him? The truth, the Falcons' run defense has been painfully inconsistent. Last year, they ranked in the bottom third of the league in rushing yards allowed, struggling to contain power running backs like Alvin Kamara and Breece Hall. Their front seven, while talented with Pierce Jr. And Dorless has lacked that elite interior force, someone who can dominate the line of scrimmage, disrupt runs at the point of attack, and create chaos for the opposition. Film review tells a similar story, Opposing offenses have exploited gaps between their defensive tackles, allowing athletic quarterbacks and elusive running backs to extend plays. The analytics confirm this. Their run-stop percentage is below league average, and yards after contact allowed per attempt has surged. It's a clear weakness, glaring on tape, glaring in the numbers. And what's the perfect remedy? An interior disruptor capable of anchoring against double teams, collapsing pockets from inside out, and demanding attention from offensive lines. Who better than a versatile, young pass rusher with elite run-stopping ability? That's where Darius Robinson enters the picture. Robinson's film paints a picture of a dominant force in the run game. His impact blocking numbers, 79 impact blocking, 79 pursuit, 78 tackles, 80 hit power, are elite for a player still developing his pass rush finesse. His size, 6'5", 285 pounds, combined with his explosive first step and relentless motor, make him a nightmare to block. On film, he's the kind of defender who can be a two-gap player in base defense, slant to the trenches in nickel, or even move inside in obvious run situations. His college tape, 35 tackles, 3.5 sacks in his senior year, shows a player who's just scratching his potential, especially after flipping from defensive tackle to defensive end in his final year at Missouri. Advanced metrics back this up. His run-stop rate ranks in the top 10% among rookies over the past 2 seasons. His pursuit angles are sharp. He consistently gets to the ball carrier faster than most of his peers. And despite injury setbacks, his athletic testing, 20-yard shuttle, 3-cone, showcase a player with explosiveness and agility that could blossom with proper NFL conditioning. Remember, Robinson's 71 overall rating in Madden NFL 26 might not jump off the page, but scouting reports emphasize that his ceiling is much higher. Think of him as a raw diamond, still rough around the edges but with the potential to be a game wrecker. Combine that with his age, just 24, and you see why teams are already circling. Now, how does Atlanta pull off this move? Let me break down the mechanics. The Arizona Cardinals are in a tough spot. Their roster is loaded with young talent, but also burdened by injuries on defense. Robinson, after all, has missed significant time. He's valuable but perhaps not irreplaceable, especially if they're eyeing a rebuild or a fresh start. The Falcons, on the other hand, see him as a franchise-changing piece. But acquiring a first-round talent like Robinson doesn't come cheap. The trade package. Expect a mid-round pick, maybe a conditional pick based on playing time and performance, plus a veteran or a future day 2 choice. The Cardinals would be keen on a package that includes a day 2 pick and perhaps a young player with upside, like a promising linebacker or safety. Cap-wise, they'd likely do some maneuvering, possibly taking on a bad contract or restructuring Robinson's rookie deal to make the numbers fit. Remember, Robinson's rookie contract, fully guaranteed through 2026, gives the Falcons leverage, but also means they'd need to be creative to fit him under the cap. The winners. Atlanta gets an immediate talent infusion, a versatile defensive weapon that fits perfectly into Stefanski's building blocks. The Cardinals, meanwhile, potentially gain draft capital and clear roster space for future development. Their front office isn't in full rebuild mode, but they're also weighing options, especially if a good offer lands on the table. It's a chess game with high stakes, and the clock is ticking as the draft and free agency approach. As for the scheme fit, Stefanski's defensive approach, based on fundamentals, gap discipline, and aggressive pursuit, aligns perfectly with Robinson's strengths. His ability to disrupt both the run and possibly develop into a pass rush threat complements the Falcons' plans to build a more physical, tough-nosed defense. Compare him to players like Javon Hargrave or Dexter Lawrence, but with the versatility of a multi-positional defender. The potential impact is staggering, a game-changing interior presence that could elevate their entire front 7 instantly. And let's talk best-case scenario. Atlanta lands Robinson, develops him in Stefanski's system, and suddenly has a force capable of doubling the production of their entire front line. Opposing offenses would have to game plan around him, opening up opportunities for their linebackers and secondary. The team's run defense improves dramatically, yards per carry decrease, tackles for loss multiply, and the pass rush benefits from the extra attention he commands. For the offense, more stops, more possessions, and a chance to get their young QB, whoever it ends up being more comfortable. Worst case, Robinson's injury history resurfaces, or he doesn't adapt quickly to the Falcons' scheme. The trade costs pick resources and cap space, only to see the player struggle to find his rhythm. But even then, given his age and talent, most insiders agree the upside far outweighs the downside. It's a calculated risk, but one Atlanta seems more than willing to take. So what's the final verdict? As a scout with insider knowledge, I believe this isn't just a whimper, it's a seismic shift. Robinson is the missing piece the Falcons have been craving. And if the front offices can pull this off, it won't be long before fans see a defense transformed from a problem area into a league menace. Keep your eyes on the NFL news cycle. As soon as the offseason kicks into high gear, this story will explode. Watch for the Packers, Steelers, or even the Eagles lurking in the background, because the trade negotiations are already underway and the dominoes are starting to fall. In the coming weeks, I expect Atlanta to make a splash. The insiders say they're pushing hard, leveraging cap room, and offering a package that rivals some of the biggest trade deals in recent history. And Robinson, he's ready, hungry to prove himself, and desperate to find a team that believes in his talent. His injury history is a concern, but his raw power, versatility, and potential are impossible to ignore. Remember where you heard it first. This is just the beginning. If everything aligns, Darius Robinson will be in Atlanta by the time the NFL draft rolls around, revolutionizing their defense and igniting the Atlanta fanbase. And mark my words, the stories of this move will be told for years, a true game changer, a move that signals a new era where big talent, big risks, and bold moves collide. The NFL's landscape is shifting, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss the moment when Robinson's name becomes synonymous with the Falcons' resurgence. Stay tuned, because I've got even more insider info coming. The league's secrets are starting to surface, and this story, it's only just begun.